just pop on and show you some of the papers that I've gathered to put my journal together and have a little look at what ideas I might have come across. And as you can see from this big pile of mess here, I've got quite a few little bits and pieces that I've thought about putting in my journal. So let's just have a wander through and see what we start with and where we end up. So I thought, as far as papers go, I'll probably be using something like this collection. Now I found this, I think this one's one of Artie Mays's papers, one of her digitals. It may even be one of her freebies, I can't remember now. But I noticed it had this lovely calligraphy P, and I thought that would blend in well because there's a lot of blue in it too, so I really like the look of that, so I figure that might go in somewhere. I've collected up some different textured papers, like this beautiful tissue paper which has printed words on it. This beautiful tissue paper which has printed words on it, and it's been a letter that I've printed and I've been using it for collage, so I've got some more bits of that somewhere. I have this lovely textured wallpaper that I may use to get some texture into it. You can colour these or you can leave them as they are just for the different texture. So I do quite like that. It's very aged on the back. Of course, music paper. I'd love to add some music paper. I usually do a lot of tea stain papers in my work, and I usually do a lot of aged music papers. And I was thinking with this journal, because it's mostly blue and white, I probably won't use as much of the tea dyed or aged as I normally would, because I'll be wanting the crispness of the white to come through. These colours tend to take that crisp white out of it, so I might be not using so much of the really aged stuff, but definitely some music paper. And the Danube Waves in particular is something that it is relative to me, because my dad really loved the Blue Danube and he used to waltz around with us when we were kids. We'd stand on his feet while he taught us how to waltz to the Blue Danube, so that was something that's like a little memory for me. My base papers, I thought, instead of the tea dyed that I normally use or the coffee dyed, I'd go with these sort of marbled parchment papers, which are different tones. We've got a more greeny tone in the middle there, and this one's more of an oatmeal tone, and you can pretty much blend anything with those different colours. And my native hens are a little noisy out there today. I also love the women of antiquity, so I probably will put some of those in. I find them just really beautiful, and that's from Mrs. Cogg's Crafts, so I'll be adding some of those for sure. These papers here are ones that I really love from Nikthebooksmith's collection, and she has this lovely William Morris design, which I do love, and her marbled sheets are really beautiful too. And this one has a lot of the blues and greens in it, so I may find somewhere to tuck that in. We'll see how we go. But yeah, definitely love those, and we'll probably find somewhere for those to go in. I really do love Nick's beautiful fern kit, one of my favourites, so I'll be definitely squeezing a couple of pages of those in, even if I can't fit the whole kit. And this is the problem with a book like this. There are so many things that you really like, and I'd love to do just a fern book, but it's just one aspect of my personality that I enjoy, is going out into the bush and picking ferns and photographing ferns and mushrooms and just walking in amongst nature and enjoying that peace and being in touch with nature. I do enjoy that, so I'll definitely be putting some ferns in somewhere. Another one that is going to go in for sure is the pets. This is actually a sewing kit from Mrs. Cogg's Crafts, one of her new ones, and it has the animals. So you've got your ladies sewing, but they have their dog or their cat, their pets with them. So I think that's definitely a part of my personality that will be going into the book somewhere. Then I have the ladies who are my heroines that I have enjoyed reading about over the years or feel akin to. So there'll be a few of those that go in. That's Florence Nightingale. This one is from my favourite film and book, which is one of the Bronte sisters' books, Wuthering Heights. I really love that film. It's really great, so that definitely will go in. I've got a lovely blue piece of fabric here, which is from it's actually the card from a fabric book displaying some beautiful blue and white, I guess it's curtain fabric or upholstery fabric, but it's a card, and I thought that would make a nice card or tag or something. I have my gorgeous girl here, my Egyptian cat statue, and she's really lovely. I love the Egyptology, so there'll be a little sprinkling of that for sure. I don't know how I'm going to fit all this in the book, to be honest. Some beautiful bunnies. I really love the bunnies, and I have a yard full of bunnies, so I definitely will be putting a bunny or two in. The Lady of the Lake. Now, King Arthur is another of my favourite stories. I really love stories of King Arthur, and I did read a lot of those stories when I was at uni and study them, and enjoyed The Lady of the Lake, so she'll be going in somewhere. Then there's all my pets, so I've made some photos of, that's my dog Sinbad, another little dog Jackie that I used to have, my favourite cat Oscar, who is no longer with us anymore, and Oliver, who you've seen in some of my films, little Miss Lucinda, who pops in occasionally, and there is Oscar hiding inside the drum kit. I like old letters, so I thought I'd use some old letters in there. I found this gorgeous alphabet from Susan Taylor Brown. She has, this comes in green and blue, and I've shrunk it down a bit, so that's 2 to a page, so it's normally a lot bigger, but I thought I'd like to use the P somewhere there. This is cabbage dyed paper, and I'll probably use this to back tags and things or places that I want to write on, because it has that nice blue through it. And then of course there's a little bit of Gibbered Neary's lovely journaling kit, and I'm going to try and squeeze some of that in as well because I really love her stuff. So we've also got some library cards from her. So Jane Austen, and that's one of her lovely embroidered pieces that I've always really liked, so I might pop that in somewhere, and another one from her journal. So I don't know if I'm going to fit all this in. I think I've got way too much here, but we'll see how we go. A couple of lovely cards I found that I've collected in my stash that I really like, this sweet little girl and the lovely painting of the lady in white. I generally put in a doily somewhere, and usually a paper bag that I've designed with something, so that will probably go in, and no doubt I'll have some crocheted lace. Now these bits of fabric, I've been thinking about how I might use them, and because Penelope in the story of Odysseus by Homer was a weaver, I know she weaved thread like on a loom, but I thought maybe I could weave the fabrics in and out and make, you know, a nice woven page. So if I had a page of all woven pieces of fabric to represent the weaver side of my name, my namesake, so perhaps I might be able to do something like that. I've also got some cheesecloth because I tend to use a lot of cheesecloth behind things and backing. I've got a picture of one of my relatives, a long lost relative from my past, so that kind of connects me to my past. Then I have this gorgeous night dress which I thought the satiny, silky, pretty flower fabric might make a lovely Suffolk puff, and I thought that would be really pretty to go on the front. There's also the beautiful lace, of course. If I need to use some lace anywhere, I could use that. So that is something really pretty that is very me, and I thought I might add to the book. So let's see how we go with this, and I might pop back and show you what I've done with the weaving. See how I go with that. What I might do is I'll have a go and maybe put some pictures up, and rather than you sit through watching me do this, which could take forever, I might do it, film some photographs, and I'll pop some pictures up of the progress so that you can see sort of the pages. And when we've got through that and we're getting towards the end, I will put up just the flip through. Now, because the flip through may take a long time depending on how big it is, I might have to break it into two parts, so we'll see how we go. I'll try and put all these little ones together into one film so that they're all in the one place and you can follow along, and then if I do the flip through soon after that, I will add that as a separate film, so have a look for that a bit later on after this one goes up. Anyway, I'll be back soon and I'll show you how far I've got. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now. If I were a journal, what would I be? This one took a hell of a lot of work. I was going to film all the stages, but it just became a little bit difficult to do that, so I just kept going. Now, this journal is absolutely stuffed to the brim. It was supposed to be just a very small wraparound 2 signature journal, and it has become an absolutely stuffed journal. So I think what I might do is we take one of the signatures out and make a new cover for it so that you can tie it. It just ties with the ribbon around and tucks in there, but I wanted it to be able to roll in nice and neat at the side, but I kept stuffing it full because I couldn't stop putting things in it. It was very hard to draw the line. I had so much stuff gathered up that I probably didn't really need to put all of this in here, but there you go. It was just one of those things that when you have so many goodies and you want to find somewhere to put it all, you just keep poking away. Anyway, on the cover, this is what I ended up with. I hope that rain isn't too loud that you can't hear me. I've got this lovely piece of crocheted trim cotton, which is embroidered with flowers here. This is a little Tim Holtz medallion with a little puppy dog inside, and you probably remember from the first video that I collected up and made the cover. I think the only things I've added to it since then are probably the little Suffolk puff, which is made from some blue satin from a nightgown that I had that I really loved, and I've put little heart buttons on there.